Hi, welcome to Hot Baked Italian. So today I'm going to make you a dish that I have been raised with. I always enjoy, but honestly, I always enjoy the leftovers the best. So continue watching and I'll be right back and let you know what's going on. Alright, so before I get going on the recipe, I just want to say thank you to each of you for watching this today. I do appreciate all of your watches. If you like what I'm cooking, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell so that you are notified each time I post a new recipe. Alright, let's get going into the recipe now. So I have been raised on meatloaf and I love meatloaf. I've always enjoyed it, but honestly, it's the leftovers that I love. I love making those meatloaf sandwiches afterwards, the day after and a couple days after. Now, the meatloaf I make is based on my mom's recipe, but it is better than my mom's. And yes, she knows that. She's the one that tells me that all the time and asks me to make the meatloaf for dinner. Because for some reason, mine is just a little bit different than hers. So because I like meatloaf sandwiches and leftovers, I go ahead and start with 2 pounds of hamburger. Now if you don't want a lot of leftovers, you want to make it smaller, then just use 1 pound. And actually it's really nice that you can mix this all up and you can divide it into 2 pieces then if you want, to 2 like 1 pound meatloaves, and even freeze one ready to go. So all you have to do is just take it out of the freezer, thaw it, and pop it in the oven, and you don't have to go through the mess again. So, but I'm going to go ahead and do all 2 pounds. So my 2 pounds of hamburger. And then I'm going to put in, it's about a medium-sized onion, chopped up fine. I do slices of bread, good old white bread or wheat bread. This is 3 slices that I've just sliced into cubes. Just chop it up into cubes. So there's 3 slices there. I had some fresh parsley, so I'm going to put a little fresh parsley in here. If you don't have it, you don't need to worry about that. I have 3 eggs. I'm going to do just a little bit of salt. Put some pepper on it. Some ground garlic powder. I like to take some Worcestershire sauce. That across the top. And now you actually have to get your hands in here and get your hands dirty. So the best way to do it is just get your hands in here and just start mixing. There's so many variations to meatloaf, and everyone kind of just put in what you like, and everyone makes it a little bit differently. So you kind of find a recipe that you enjoy and just kind of go with it. Now once I have this all mixed, I do add in some tomato sauce. So I have a small can of tomato sauce here, and I use about 2/3 of the can. My meatloaf is pretty moist, and so I don't need a whole lot in here, but this helps to keep it nice and moist. Alright, so now that is all mixed. Getting my pan here. And I like to line it with parchment paper because it makes the cleanup so much easier. It doesn't stick to the pan then either. It makes it a lot easier. Yep. A lot of meatloaf. And it is from side to side, that's fine. It does shrink down a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Alright, and I'm just trying to make it more even so that when it cooks, I know it's going to be cooking a little bit evenly. And again, when I started, right before I started this, I did put the oven on 350. Okay, so now I'm taking that rest of that tomato sauce and I'm going to pour that across the top. And actually I have another can too, just in case I do want to do a little bit more. So it's probably about a half a can total that I put on top. I'm just using my fingers because my hands are already full of meatloaf. There we go. It is done. It is ready to go. Now again, if you did not want to eat all this at one time, you can cut this in half. Put the raw half in some foil and put it in the freezer, so then you have a meal ready to go. You don't have to make this mess again. Or you can just cook it all at one time and enjoy those leftovers. So let's get this in the oven. So it's going in a 350-degree oven, nice and hot. It's probably going to take about an hour to cook. And then for dinner, I always enjoy my meatloaf with mashed potatoes or baked potato, a fresh vegetable, some steamed corn or carrots or some broccoli go wonderful with it. Anyway, we'll be back here in about an hour and I'll show you the finished product. All right, well, welcome back. It has been an hour for the meatloaf in the oven on 350. Yes, and it definitely looks like it's done. Okay, so I took it out of the oven. I went ahead and transferred it to a plate. Using the parchment paper made it very easy to take out and left my pan fairly clean, or easy to clean. So let's see, it looks like it's still pretty hot. And you can see that the onions and the parsley inside. Very good. Looking forward to having this for dinner tonight and looking forward to my cold meatloaf sandwiches tomorrow for lunch. Thank you so much. Please click like if you enjoyed the recipe, and I hope you subscribe and watch me again. Thank you. Have a great day.